pigs in Israel? In the book of Matthew, Mark and Luke quote, pigs in the land of Israel. We can read for example in Mark 5:11 about this crowd of pigs. In the story we have that a demoniac was possessed by a legion of demons, and when Jesus set out to expel such demons from man, the demons asked to be thrown into the pigs, and so it was done and the pigs died. But why were there pigs in that region? We are approximately in the period of the second decade of the birth of Christ. The Roman Empire dominated. The golden age of Israel's kings was over. The northern tribes were devastated and mixed with the practices of idolatry. Thus, the further north the more accentuated the mixture with other peoples. If we leave with the map of Jerusalem, we soon find Samaria. The Samaritans were a people who were a mixture of Hebrews, with pagan races, and because of this mixture and the change in their customs, the Jews considered them to be impure beings. But remember, going up to the north, more paganism, and more mixing with races, we can arrive in Nazaire. Further north of Samaria, a city considered the center of fugitives. All kinds of people who wanted to hide would go to Nazaire, a place full of the worst types of people. We can see in John 1:46, a conversation with good people, if something good could come from Nazareth. For the city's fame was terrible. Imagine, if we still go further north, remember that the further north, the more accentuated pagan peoples, so we arrived at the region where the pigs of history were. The clear question is, we moved north, from places that mingled with pagans like Samaria, then we arrived in places full of evildoers, in Nazareth, and now further north. Would it be believed that such individuals would obey the rules of animals, pure and impure? Only a person without historical knowledge could imagine such a fact. Thus, the fact is that the text mentions a region that long ago became pagan, and that is full of malefactors. Having pigs would be the least of the mistakes of such groups of people. So, if anyone doubts that the Hebrews consider pork to be unclean, it is either because they have not studied the history of the region, or because they seek to try to contradict someone. Pork is filthy, and meat is not the ideal food for man. The ideal food for man was described in Genesis, which is a vegetarian diet. He who knows good and does not commit sin. So, if you have fruits, vegetables and cereals and eat meat, then sin. But if you don't have fruits, vegetables and cereals, and you don't eat meat and you die of hunger, you also sin. The sin is in not doing the best. Between starving and eating the flesh of unclean animals, the flesh of the unclean animal must be eaten. Between eating vegetable foods and meat, one should eat vegetables, because one who tastes good and does not sin.
If you are looking for more content from different areas, visit the reformadorstad.com website. News and detailed content can be found. With system of research and organization of text and video.